The Tate Modern is about to launch a new building, allowing it to display more contemporary works by diverse artists from around the world. The pyramid-like building called the Switch House has quite a few surprises in store. Let's find out more.
Transforming a disused generating plant into an art powerhouse. London's Tate Modern Gallery has unveiled a new pyramid-shaped tower to add to its exhibition space. 6 years in the making, the Switch House was designed by Swiss architecture firm Herzog & de Meuron and has expanded the gallery's size by 60%.
We expect that this space that we're on at the moment, the bridge that connects the two galleries at level 4, will be a rather magnificent space to be able to see what's going on in the turbine hall, to connect between the two sets of galleries and to make the whole more integrated.
The increasing amount of visitors at the Tate Modern over the past 16 years convinced the museum to invest over $360 million to create more space for art and art lovers.
This is how museums hopefully will be from now on. It's interactive, it's engaging, it's impulsive. It makes you want to walk around and engage with art. And that very rarely happens, especially when a lot of people are even intimidated to go in an art gallery. This is going to change that.
The new 10-story building includes 3 new gallery levels and offers a new perspective on the City of London.
But it's not just about bricks and mortar, as wonderful as our surroundings are today. It's about realising the potential of people as well as places.
The relaunch of the Tate Modern will showcase 800 artworks by more than 300 artists from over 50 countries. More than half of the new solo displays will feature women artists, including French-American Louise Bourgeois.
We've been making a concerted effort to acquire more works into the collection by women and to show more works by women and to give them their due place in the histories of art. Louise Bourgeois is probably one of the most successful female artists. She's really a key figure, the kind of grande dame of modern and contemporary art.
Tate Modern's Switch House will open to the public on June 17th.
Set to open on June 17th, the Tate Modern Switch House in London is named after the part of the tower station that the new galleries occupy. It's brick and blends in with the skyline of the banks of Thames perfectly, yet it's captivatingly modern. To talk about it, we're joined by Roslyn Sulcas, culture writer for the New York Times, who's one of the lucky press members who got to see the building before its public opening. Roslyn, hello and welcome. The building in itself makes quite a statement at first sight. It feels futuristic, but it looks familiar and modern. It feels like it's been there all along. What are your first impressions?
Well, actually, what interested me about the building is that it is brick, because when you look around, most of those developments all around the new Tate Modern and the old Tate Modern are very, very glass-like. I mean, they are glass, very sheer and shiny. And I thought that the architects actually were making some sort of statement by using brick, making it very much something that was enduring and solid and somewhat monumental, I think.
Right. Well, high ceilings, staircases that differ on every floor, rooms getting narrower as we ascend. What is the initial feel of the new building as you enter it?
It feels very spacious, very light, and I actually like the fact that it's very idiosyncratic. The spaces are somewhat irregular because of the twisting shape of the structure. You get ceilings that are higher, lower, spaces that are slightly odd shaped. They're not all just cubed white box spaces, which is rather nice. And it means that all kinds of different exhibitions can go in there, and you can have different scales of effect, which is nice. But the building inside feels, of course, it was quite empty when I saw it because it was just a press contingent, and it'll be interesting to see how it feels when there are masses of people. But it felt very, very spacious and airy to me.
Right. Well, tell us about what is currently being exhibited at the Switch House. Any standout rooms, floors, or pieces?
For me, the real standout room was an exhibition on level 2, which is called From Object to Architecture, and it looks at the way that artists in the 1960s and beyond used ordinary materials, building materials, packing materials, and also very ordinary shapes, cubes and rectangles, bricks, to create objects and to question the relationship between viewer and art object. What is art? Is a pile of bricks art? Is a cube, a 5-ton cube of pink precious stone, is that an artwork? What is it? And it's an interesting and thought-provoking experience to be in that room.
Right. Well, this is definitely a museum of grand measure. What advice do you have for those planning a visit when it's actually open to the public?
Well, I think you should definitely start by coming in through the Turbine Hall, which is the older part of the Tate Modern, the part that's very famous for doing lots of interesting and groundbreaking installations. It's a huge sweeping space. You come in and you enter into the new building, or you can enter into the new building through part of that new section called the tanks. And the tanks actually were the real oil tanks that housed or that contained something like 1 million gallons of oil before the building was converted into a museum in 2000. And they have been cleaned out, of course, but kept in a very raw state that you can even smell the oil in the walls. And these are used for performance art and film installations. And you definitely should go in that way, see if you can catch a performance art, something live, because that is part of the new building's mission, to present live work. See if you can see something there, and then walk up the beautiful sweeping staircase that goes up to level 2 and carries on up to level 3 and 4, which are the gallery levels, and go to the Object to Architecture exhibition. And don't miss going up to the 10th floor. There are no galleries between level 4 and 10, but you can take the elevator up or the lift up, go up to the 10th floor, where there's a 360-degree balcony that encircles the whole new building, which gives you the most spectacular view of London.
Well, definitely want to see that. Roslyn Sulcas, thank you very much for joining us from TRT World London.